There we go. I believe that we should be live now. And I do not have the ability to change... Yep, okay.
It's in my subfolder for whatever it's called. Yeah, we're just looking at YouTube right now.
Yep.
Okay, now
We
it's
should be
sludge.
good.
Okay, cool. Should be good now.
That's good.
I got the ping.
You got the ping?
All right, and... Alright, everybody, welcome to the Season 40 ISFL Draft. I will be your host tonight. I am Laser, the Commissioner, and along with me we have our commentators.
Hello, I am Douglas Rising. I am also HO and currently on the Baltimore Hawks.
I'm Russ Drives the Bus. I'm a GM for the San Jose SaberCats, and I'm going to read reading picks for the SaberCats, the Crash, and the Wraiths.
I'm Slate. I am the general manager of the Orange County Otters, and I will be reading our own picks as well as those of the Sarasota Sailfish.
Hello, I am Moosey99. I will be reading the picks for NOLA and Colorado. I'm just here to have fun.
I'm Unconfident. I'm the Austin Copperheads GM, and I'll be reading for the aforementioned Copperheads, the Berlin Fire Salamanders, and New York Silverbacks.
Yes, indeed. And with that being said, we will go ahead and get to pick one, round one, and that will be the Honolulu Hahalua. And with the first pick in the S40 draft, the Hahalua will select Liv Elsa the Lookout, user Bailey from the Dallas Bird Dogs. And Honolulu's notes for Bailey. Honolulu back-to-back 1OA picks and couldn't be more lucky that Bailey was in this class. They are the perfect piece to add to this young core of players, and we look forward to Liv balling out and putting the fear into quarterbacks. Congratulations, Bailey.
Yep, well deserved. Bailey, I think, probably top of just about everybody's board.
If not at the top, then very near it. There's a very strong group of users up at the top here, but Bailey deserves it. All right, and then with the second overall pick in the draft, forget who has that.
Who has Berlin? Berlin,
That's
Wiki
Berlin
Wiki.
Fire Salamanders. So I should look. The Berlin Fire Salamanders select. Whoa, a trade already, guys.
Let's go.
So Baltimore will get this second overall pick. Berlin will go down to 4, and they will get a second in the next class to do this pick. Now, there is a note here from Berlin. So, allow me to read this off. We found there were at least 6 users that we thought would be a great fit for our team based on the position and personality, and we were glad to gain some additional value to move back, but still not miss on a player of need.
And for Baltimore, we get to jump and take the guy we had pretty much wanted to get for about the last 3 weeks. So, with that pick, we have selected Money Tolliver, Jeffy 43, a linebacker from Bondi Beach. We had to jump up to grab our stinkiest target on our board, but in reality, he wouldn't have fallen to us at 4th, so we had to make the moves to make it happen. Former GM of Occo that loves to tamper, Jeffy was the perfect candidate for us at his newest position, running back. We're glad to have you on board, Jeffy, and you can finally know where you're going.
Jeffy was a
love my
really fun
conversation.
Also,
scout.
I'm
Yeah.
apparently very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I think that's fair. I think at least a couple of us just jumped in to say that Jeffy was definitely one of the better scouting conversations. It was very fun.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him back in the league. Like very,
For sure. We want to see everybody come back.
yeah.
Everybody.
All of you. All of you. Even if you're here, come back. Come back.
All right, with the third overall pick, the Orange County Otters select Jamdrian LeBayers is how I'm going to pronounce that. User Kenvald from Bondi Beach. So this user was actually at the top of our board. I'm not sure if I should say that because we could have like let Jeffy believe he was number 1 on our board, which maybe would have been good. But I mean, he's top in the class in TPE. He's a cornerback, which is our biggest defensive need. And we have a lot of needs on defense, so that's saying something. And just in general, is a great user. Had a great conversation with him. He's a SHL veteran and has been in that league for a really long time and has like just kind of gotten rid of enough league jobs in that league to free up time for him to max cert here. So really excited to add him to the team.
And max cert he has. I don't think I've ever seen draft TP that high. I think that's the highest number I've ever seen.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, and
No,
before we get
certainly an
into this
impressive level.
next pick, there is something going on with my screen where it is swapping between picks without me touching anything, so if we advance before we're ready to, then we're just going to have to run with it.
Okay, we're also getting a little bit of an echo.
Yes, I'm not sure where that's coming
Oh,
from.
my fault. That's probably me. That's probably me.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
All right.
All right. Fourth overall pick. The Berlin Fire Salamanders select Flint Mustache, tight end, Manic Mav 36. Here's what DeWalt had to say. We struggled here between several great users, but decided to go with Manic. Mav's last player spent the majority of their career in Berlin and put up numbers that should put them in the Hall of Fame discussion. We could not be happier to bring them back for another run with Berlin and hope they're just as successful as last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about pretty major names in ISFL history so far already going in this draft. Manic, I believe, currently still the owner of the league.
He is.
Falling down to 4, which, I mean, falling to 4 seems like a weird thing to say, but that's the kind of level that we're at with these users. Manic is fantastic.
There isn't a bigger user than Manic other than possibly Laser, so I mean, it's a no-brainer here.
Yeah, and Berlin got value to trade back for this, so that's pretty solid GMing there.
Yeah. And it's doing random things again. Who has New York?
That's me as well.
All right.
So, 5th overall pick, New York Silverbacks select Lionel Scrimmage, Mojo Jojo of the London Royals. New York had this to say. When coming to this draft, we did not think that Mojo would fall to us at this pick, but we are not complaining. Mojo brings a wealth of experience as a former GM and current HO member, DSFL, and is someone we see fitting in with our locker room very well. On top of all that, Mojo will be able to help out on our aging D-line long term. We are also thrilled to be welcoming Lionel Scrimmage to the Big Apple and hope they can help reform the New York Sack Exchange. Slate, how do you feel about this pick?
Oh, I mean, like, pretty good, I guess. I'm marrying this user in a month, so like, I guess they're pretty
Yeah, you wouldn't
solid.
even draft her. It's pretty curious.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tradition at this point. I don't want to break it. So, also on behalf of Mojo, you're not the first person to pronounce it this way, but the correct pronunciation is Lionel Scrimmage because it's a pun. For whatever that's worth.
Okay.
You know,
It's
you
not
guys
worth
say lion
anything.
down.
You did a great job.
Oh, thank you, Ross.
I have to say, Mojo Jojo had possibly the best question to answer back in scouting when she asked, "What Pokemon would your team be if your team was a Pokemon?" That's just superb. I really enjoyed that when she asked that question back when I scouted her. So I'm sure that she asked everyone else that as well.
Nope,
But
didn't get asked
superb. Well,
You're special. And I'm glad you
I'm
joined
just-
the draft stream to tell us this.
I'm just a very special boy. What can I say?
Well, we knew that.
Well,
Now
Your
the
mother
league
tell you that
knows.
one?
Now the league knows.
Oh well, you know, we all can't be as special as me, Russ.
It's true.
All right,
I'm
Russ
certainly
with
not.
pick number 6.
Yeah. All right. Pick 6 in the first round. San Jose selects Alex Armstrong, Duilio. This is a user that has been on San Jose before. They've been around the league since, like, I think S15 was their first create. So they've been here for a number of IRL years. And they've held all kinds of jobs. They're a fantastic, positive user. And they are a big fan of nature, which is an aspect that most locker rooms, I feel like, don't have. Although he is going to be a little mad at me today because I confused his queen ant with a bee. So hopefully we can move past that and we can have a loving relationship in San Jose.
I can't remember exactly, but he put up a national parks thing for charity.
The invasive species seminar.
Native species. Yes.
I'm not sure if anyone else attended that. I listened in on it, and it was pretty interesting. I liked it.
A very
Studios.
wide knowledge of natural things,
Mhm.
and also
He's here.
sacking quarterbacks.
He's an awesome guy.
There you go.
He's an awesome guy. If you ever seen him, he has an awesome beard. He's just
Yes.
absolutely brilliant. So you've gained
And
here.
very
I
cute
think in San
pets.
Jose.
Very
Exactly.
cute pets. Yep. So we're very
I think
excited.
his dog is still an emoji on our server, so that's something.
Entirely possible. We'll have to fix that for ours. He also has a cat though, so that's going to be an easier fit.
Oh.
All right. So I think I also have the next pick here for Cape Town.
Indeed.
And at pick 7, they select Cairo Knight, user Acoustic. They have some notes here. We identified Aku as our main target once we scouted him. His energy and positive attitude was immediately noticeable. Shined as a rookie mentor with this class with a ridiculous amount of approvals as well, which is insanely impressive. Lucky for us, he was available at our selection, and we couldn't be happier. This is the other person that we were heavily debating in San Jose for this pick. We did not expect Duilio to be there at 6, so that really sort of caused a little split in our war room for this pick. But Aku is an incredible rookie for this class, and I think could be one of the big users going forward.
Yeah,
out of this
big fan
class.
of Aku. He was definitely in consideration for our third pick in the draft, also for us. We were like had some dream of him falling all the way to 8 once he started sliding a little bit, but the whole time I kind of knew that this was like a very Cape Town type user to draft, so I wasn't really getting my hopes up that hard.
I kind of thought he might slide, but then like in the week when I scouted him between then and the draft, he just like completely just like
Yeah.
went crazy. He got a job, completely shot himself up every board, I think.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yep. I think once every team actually talked to him in scouting, it was very clear, like, oh, we're dealing with something different. So this was a very good pick for them. I'm sure they were incredibly happy to not have to move at all and just watch him slide right on down to 7.
All right, with the 8th overall pick of the draft, the Orange County Otters select tight end Big McLarge Huge, user Hydrium from the Norfolk Seawolves. This was a pick we acquired right like 30 minutes before the draft started or something, from Colorado as part of a big trade. And we just like had very high confidence that this draft class was really good and that we could get a good user at 8. And we had like some discussion about this, but Hydrium was like new user, I think new to Sim Leagues entirely, similar to Aku before him. He wants to stay at tight end, which isn't like the biggest need for us, but it is probably our biggest offensive need. So tooling up for kind of the next generation on offense. He's been like earning very solidly, really active, and he was also like hyped up by his DSFL GM, Lord Cool Cats, more than Lord Cool Cats normally hypes people up, which is like a lot. So really excited to have him on the team. I think we got a good value here.
Yeah, I think I scouted them pretty early on in the process and put them very high on my board as well. This was, like you said, a new user, and I think they're going to take to things very quickly as well and really kind of get after it. I think they even discovered pretty late that like equipment is permanent, and so they're probably going to get a job in the ISFL really quickly and figure things out.
Also, incredible name, I just have to say.
Incredible name indeed.
All right. With the 9th overall pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select a trade. They trade back 2 spots here with Baltimore and get their 4th round pick in the next draft class. I don't have any notes for that, but
Pretty much
And for-
Baltimore have now traded their 2nd and their 4th in the next year and are going to get the people they want badly this year because we are starting to pretty much have a full roster. So we're just deciding to take what we know, take what we want, take what we love. And this is accomplishes it by getting pick 9, where, with being on the clock, the Baltimore Hawks have selected the Ring General, Walter Gunther, Kenneth Mamora from the Minnesota Grey Ducks, linebacker. At this point, we didn't want to see Kenneth drop any further for the chance of someone to jump on him as he kept sliding. So we, of course, made the trade to get him here at pick 9. He's very dedicated to his backstory, so if anyone's ever seen Minnesota or media, he's very into his character work and locker room presence, and it's committing to it, which makes him a really attractive prospect to us. Gunther will help shore up the rest of our linebacker core in the hopes of being the strongest position of the team, and we welcome you to the Baltimore Hawks.
Yeah,
This is a great pick, fantastic user.
Yeah.
It's certainly someone who fell, who sort of this pick, it's an absolute steal, so you can't blame them.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Is it my turn now? Okay.
It is.
With the 10th overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Howard Coward, J. Cortese 81, a running back. So Joe is a user. I don't like him that much, but we really need a running back. But we figured, why not? No, I'm just kidding. I love Joe. Joe's been there for me. He's an awesome guy. He's Austin original, even though he's played for Honolulu for like 5 seasons now. So very excited to bring him back. We were a little worried he might not get to us, but he did, so it worked out.
There was a serious worry, wasn't there, that someone else may take Joe because it's Joe. Let's face it. Everyone loves him.
Uh,
Yeah, everybody loves him.
Everybody.
especially CTC.
We don't need to bring that up now.
I'm surprised a lot of people. I'm not surprised people had him higher, but I was surprised a lot of people didn't think he would prefer to go to Austin. 'Cause I also heard some grumblings that was what was happening. So he's probably going to be one of the biggest drops in mock drafts for a lot of people. But yeah, this is pretty much going back home to a team he founded. So it made a lot of sense for me.
Well, the one mock draft I read recently had him at 10. So
My only thing that
exactly right.
I'm pretty sure that mock draft was Flex picking the best names of the draft. So I don't know.
Well, they got this pick right.
I mean, why wouldn't you pick Joe at this point? It's ridiculous to pick anyone else.
Exactly. All right, with the 11th pick of the draft, the Sailfish select Jinand Toxic, user CLG Rampage from the London Royals. ABH, the GM of the Sailfish, has this to say. I could probably write a 5-paragraph essay about what we like about Jinand Toxic, but I'll keep it kind of short. In Sarasota, we like to bring in players that truly want to be Sailfish, and there are few in this class that you could say want that more than CLG. Fortunately, that interest was mutual, and as a bonus, it also fills a position of need. Very excited to have CLG in Sarasota. So what they're referencing there is like the morning of the draft, I think, or really, really close to the start of the draft. He posted an article that was like a 5-paragraph essay on why he should join the Sailfish. I think because it was a scouting question someone asked him. And I guess the War Room read it and was like, yep, that's a convincing argument. Let's take him. So I think they got a good player here, and definitely wants to be there.
I'm pretty sure it was when pick 9 was, or up to pick 9, and they were on the clock. The trade with Baltimore hadn't been made at that point.
Interesting.
So it was kind of hilariously timed, and then 2 picks, they'd make the trade, and they end up getting him anyway.
CLG has the greatest running back of all time currently in ISFL history.
Hot
So
take.
here's somebody.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's debatable.
Oh, I think it is. Until JQ Jr. retires, he's the current greatest running back of all time, and I'm never going to say JQ Jr. because I don't want to give Opera a big head. Let's face it. So
I think Nakamura has him.
It's going to be a great user they're bringing in here, so it's an absolute steal. I think at 12.
You've stirred the hornet's nest that is
Let
all
us
the old heads
know
in the
after the
league.
draft who is your GOAT running back of the
Oh
league.
no!
Because we like
Please come and at me. I will fight you all.
Anyone wants to write a 5-paragraph essay on who the best running back in the league is? I think that's an appropriate thing to do based on the current pick.
The only acceptable answer other than him is Baker Mendonca, so, you know.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
And with that trash take, let's move on to pick 12. Chicago on the clock. And with their first pick of the draft, they will be taking Jimmy Ryder, wide receiver from KCC, user AJW. The KCC to Chicago pipeline continues. With a slightly controversial media piece that came out right before the draft, AJW may have seen his stock slip a bit, and while that's unfortunate for him, we couldn't be happier after he fell into our laps. AJW is a seasoned Sim League vet, including GMing for a team over in the VHL, and has shown he can hang with the top owners in the ISFL. Ironically, he's a kicker and punter in real life. Hopefully, he knows that he needs to catch the ball with his hands to have much success here in the ISFL. Welcome to Chicago, AJW. I did not know he was a real life kicker punter. That is very interesting.
It is
It's
indeed.
awesome.
Usually, people like to follow their positions, but he gets to flex his muscles, try catching balls for once, and he's been pretty decent at it at the DSFL level. Chicago needing a bit of depth there with Buford being old.
Indeed. And one could argue that even punters catch the ball sometimes.
That
I mean,
Alright.
most times they're on the field, they catch the ball.
Yes. All right, moving on to our 13th pick in the draft, the Arizona Outlaws. And they will be selecting Not So Smart, user Pib from the Dallas Bird Dogs. And Arizona had this to say: Pib is Arizona royalty, and we were thrilled when we saw him recreate. Someone who was a lot of fun to have around the locker room, and when he had created the position that we needed on defense, it was a no-brainer of a decision to bring him home. And I can say that I had drafted Pib in another league as well, and I've loved him in that locker room too, so I think this is a great pick by Arizona here.
Yeah, I drafted Pibb in the DSFL on his first player, and he was a delight. Excellent pick.
Yes, indeed.
Not too much to say, just really good.
7 picks and 10 passes defended. Sure is an interesting stat line.
It's just efficient. Why
I just
get a
wanted
PD
to.
when you can just catch the ball?
Just safety.
Maybe he should play wide receiver.
All right, and moving on to the 14th pick in the draft, the Honolulu Hahalua are back on the clock. And with that 14th pick, they will select wide receiver Florida Man, user Nicky V MLP from the Minnesota Grey Ducks. And Honolulu had this to say: Nicky has no one to blame but himself here. His 3-part series of Is Honolulu the worst team ever lands him right in the middle of the action. Hopefully Nicky can join this core to change that narrative. Nicky
Well,
has
I don't
been in
think
the
they
league
can be
for...
the worst team ever.
Well, yes.
Because Colorado, didn't they go 0-32?
They did.
So
They did.
they got a win in there. They got a couple wins in there.
Yeah, Honolulu
Anyway,
got
I interrupted
to...
you, but Nicky is great.
Yes. I think Honolulu got to 0-26, if I remember correctly. But Nicky is great. He's been in the league for a long time. I think he was originally from season 15, and he's just come back to the league recently, and it's been great to have him back with us.
Yeah, it was a fantastic scouting convo, and actually Nicky was the quarterback in San Jose when I got
yes.
drafted in S22.
Dan Wright, I think?
So, yeah.
Switched from tight end to quarterback.
Absolute legend, yeah. So, great scouting convo with him. Unfortunately, he goes to a conference rival, but happy to see him back anyway.
Yes, indeed. And for Yellowknife, it is you, Russ.
It is me, Russ. And so, with 15, the Yellowknife Wraiths will select my favorite name in this draft, Detective Crashmore, user Speculadora. Their notes: Spec is a longtime member of the league, and we're really intrigued by his desire to run his player at different positions. A pass catcher was at the top of our list of needs for this draft, and we're really into running our players at different positions here in Yellowknife. So, we're super excited to welcome him to the Wraiths family. Hopefully, Zoot's never-ending quest to finding a tight end that will stick on around this come to an end. I hope so too. Yeah, Spec has been a big name in the draft since I joined way back in 22, and is back again with another player that surely will be pretty solid. Going to earn really well.
I think it's only acceptable if Spec's player runs only at 79 speed, just for the history of him finding the 79 speed quarterback. So I think that should only be allowed.
Oh boy.
I agree. Yeah,
Flashbacks.
Spec was the GM who drafted me back in season 18 when I was still a young face in the league, so it's always good to see him back with us here.
Very nice. And Detective Crashmore. Fantastic. That's a sketch from I Think You Should Leave. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
All right, and unconfident with Berlin.
16th overall pick, the Berlin Fire Salamanders select KK Slider, Volfzilla, running back of the Bird Dogs. RB was something we wanted to address, but we weren't sure if we would have the opportunity. During our scouting process, they mentioned several players on our team that they felt they had a great relationship with and they would be interested in joining us. We're glad to make that opportunity happen and add a great player and user to our team. So this was a guy who was on Honolulu and New York last career. Pretty solid career, you know, so I'm sure Berlin are happy with this one.
Yeah, Volt's a good dude. I think I drafted him in Minnesota way back in the day, this first player. And he was very solid, got involved with a lot of stuff. I think he's had jobs here before too. I don't know if he currently has one. But yeah, great user and great fit for Berlin for sure.
Yeah, Beck was teammates with him on Honolulu, and he was sort of campaigning for us to take him, but then he got taken one pick ahead of our pick. So that was a bit disappointing for Beck. But as consolation, or I don't know, with the 17th pick, the Orange County Otters select Iosefa Fuamatu Ma'afala.
Congratulations,
Beta.
just for saying that.
Thank you. User Beta from the Norfolk Seawolves. Like, clearly, the username is easy to pronounce. Defensive end. I said consolation. It's really not. Like, we think he's the best. He was the best defensive player left on the board. We were actually trying to trade up the couple of picks before this, like with Yellowknife, with Berlin, because we were pretty sure that they might be interested in taking him. And we weren't able to work out any of those deals, and then we just got to take him anyway. So it's always great when that happens. A lot of people, I think, had him in the first rounders task. He was kind of like a late riser sort of person, and so really good value at the top of the second round to get someone of that quality. I know he's in the Norfolk War Room, and again, just addressing war needs on defense for us is really good. So I'm a little skeptical of the Troy Polamalu render for a D line, but
Hey. Troy's
whatever.
good no matter where you
It's
put
all
him.
good. All good.
You got that lateral movement that no other one will have. Okay, no one likes the lateral movement here. Okay.
Literally, you killed it.
Okay, this draft is going sideways. Anyway, on to pick 18, which is back to Baltimore. They have selected Borto Konsi, defender tackle from Tijuana with the user It's Frenchie. The fact that we didn't have a third rounder to take Frenchie really worried us, but we were thrilled to have him fall to us here. A newly appointed SHL HO member, Frenchie will look to assist us as a defensive back and another position switch for us to solidify the secondary. A great pick here at a position of need, even if he is a little stinky. Glad to have him in Baltimore. And yeah, so yeah, once again, very really well liked user, now really respected from across other leagues, like the HO in SHL now. It's someone I know Dude Man really from the get-go wanted, and Chapale was pretty quickly won over. I hope he didn't run over our GM. And yeah, so we wanted to get him here before anything else happened, and we got our guy.
I
This is
know
a guy
he's
we had a
someone
really
who,
awesome conversation with.
yeah,
Yeah, Frazzle. Loved him.
Frazzle loved him.
That's my cue. So, 19th overall pick, New York Silverbacks select James Batista, defensive end from the Grey Ducks. So this is what they had to say. A user who we believe has flown under the radar despite creating late. He has already gotten himself relatively high TPE. He has been making some media and GFX, and we think that he could be a really great player in this league. This kind of reminds me of, myself, created late, earned pretty decent, not to toot my own horn or anything, but yeah, but I
So
think
you're saying
is a
this
great
pick is a bust?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let's hope this pick
sorry,
actually
bro.
does something.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, bro.
Oops.
But yeah, this is a great pick. This is a guy I was seeing around a ton in the last couple weeks. So I think New York is going to love this guy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the most recent media they posted. I think like today or yesterday or something. Very cool to see new users get active like that.
Okay. So next up, we have San Jose at pick 20, and we select a trade. We traded. I don't know if Berlin sent notes for this one, but we ended up trading this pick for a second rounder in next year's draft to Berlin because they really wanted to come up and get their guy, and we were having some indecision. So we got some value out of it, and I'll let Berlin take it away.
So with the 20th overall pick, the Berlin Fire Salamanders select Melvin Harris, Adapax, O-line. Oh, I closed the wrong tab and I opened the wrong thing. Shit, this is not good. Okay.
We can fill in.
We tried trading up for several picks to acquire Addo, and we're glad we were finally able to make a deal. As we approach our most competitive window, adding OL will be important for our team, and we know Addo is a fit for both positional and personality we would like to have on our team. Welcome to the team. Holy run off sentence. Addo was a guy we really wanted them with our next pick. I don't remember if we tried trading up or not, but we were pretty disappointed that they went here, but it was also a price we couldn't match, so nothing we could really do. But this is a great pick for Berlin.
I know at 22 for Baltimore he was pretty much out of candidate there, but we're sort of thinking Berlin or Cape Town were both going to be pretty good chances to take him, and straight away went. So like, well, they got a good one. They got the appeals head currently in our league, and yeah, don't think many people have ever really have a bad thing to say about Addo.
Yeah, Addo's great.
No, Atto's awesome.
Big smoke render.
I loved scouting them. We talked about cheese, and I won't share that with any of you because it's a special moment that we have. But what I will share with you is the next pick in this draft. You like that? I bet you like that. Next up, we have Cape Town, and with pick 21, they have selected Mike Ehrmantraut, user NYR73. Their notes say, NYR shares a lot of the values in a user that we look for. They emphasize their love for the community and the locker room in scouting conversations, and we're looking forward to bringing them in. We just got drafted to the same PBE minors team. I assume these are from Negs. And we couldn't pass up on having him in our locker room too. This was the reason that I think San Jose ended up trading this pick. Because we couldn't decide between Addo and NYR, and they sort of just made the decision for us. And so I'm sure, again, Cape Town didn't have to do anything, and they've just had two really fantastic brand new users to the league fall right into their clutches. But yeah, this was easily one of my favorite scouting discussions of the year. I think my draft notes for him started with vibes immaculate, and then he proved that to be very correct.
I know it's him in YouTube channel. I know he was just in Baltimore Cool, so I'm sure he's going to get very much swooped up in the stampede of the crash. And hopefully he enjoys his time there. And hopefully Negs doesn't throw more interceptions and can actually throw him some catches. Anyway, moving on since no one wants to reply to me. Pick 22 goes back to Baltimore. And with that pick, they are going to be selecting Penga Tolliver, GWD Johnson, wide receiver from the Bondi Beach Buccaneers. Let me find my notes. After jumping up and picking Jeffy at pick 2, we had to ensure we got someone who could keep him in line. Enter Gabe or GWG Johnson. Gabe is a really active personality with connections to a few users in our team from his long time in the league, especially with Bondi, and it was a no-brainer for us to fill out our offensive needs. By drafting Gabe, we now also won't have to worry about Jeffy trying to tamper in again. Welcome to Baltimore. Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, a long time ago, Jeffy, our number 2 pick, got punished for tampering this guy right here. So now, won't be an issue.
Yeah, I know Gabe from the SHL as well, and he's a excellent user. Baltimore is lucky they got him this late.
I had a really good scouting chat with Gabe as well, so I think it's a steal here.
Whoa,
And you pair up the Tolliver bros. There's a whole gang of them. It's like the McTurtles all over again.
Yes, I don't understand where they came from, but they're here and they're not going anywhere.
Less turtley though, so you know.
That's
Pencil
weird.
in Baltimore's round 1 next season if they still have it. I think they still have their round 1.
Yes,
Because there's another Tolliver in the S40 class.
I don't think we don't have our second. We don't have our fourth.
Do Baltimore have picks next year?
They
Oh,
do
fine,
indeed.
yeah.
Big class, so we have late rounders because it's a big class.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, with the 23rd pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select Frankie Fresh, user Frank from the Portland Pythons, linebacker. ABH has this to say: the theme
Reach.
continues with this pick. Frank hasn't had enough of me yet and wanted to return to Sarasota with Frankie Fresh. We were thrilled to make that happen. All the other GMs will tell you that this is a reach, and well, I'd probably have to agree with them.
Reach.
Yeah, I mean Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, for a GM pick, I mean he's fine, I guess. I don't know, but it's a reach for sure.
Frank is the best.
I
He's
always
the
enjoy
best.
the fact that Frank always scouts the wrong people, including other teams' GMs, without realizing it. That's my favorite thing about Frank.
I taught him that.
I think he does it on purpose at this point.
I taught him that in Minnesota. It's a special move. Also, this render is elite, and I hope he knows that I appreciate it.
Okay, my favorite Frank fact, if we're sharing, is that when he joined the league and got drafted by the Sailfish, there was a clause in one of our players' contracts that was about like Frostbite making some media for them if something happened. And like Frostbite was the GM at the time. Frostbite like had a lot of weird other names that people called him, like Frolf, and one of them was Frank, and so this contract actually specified Frank. So like when he joined the league, he was obligated to make some person some media if some clause happened. I don't know. It was like very funny for a time.
I had no idea about that.
Random
That is
old person
awesome.
trivia.
All right, and Austin with number
the
24.
24th overall pick, the Austin Copperhead select. Hegme Amadallah, Scud Muffin 19 of the Royals. We have needed a tight end for God knows how long at this point. Because the last time we had a tight end was my original player. And my player's hasn't been a tight end for like 6 seasons. So it's not good. But Scud is a guy that everyone in the war room loved. I was his first GM in Sim League, well, first co-GM. But whatever. You know, he's just an awesome guy. I'm so glad to get to be teammates with him again. So I'm so excited.
Scud's dope. I'm teammates with him in the SSL on Inter London, and well, I was, and now he's GMing a new team. But he is a very fun and positive little fella, and I really appreciate him.
Yeah, he's already in the London war room. He's just been a great person in that locker room and really fun to have around. So it's a great pick.
So that brings up Yellowknife here at 25. And they have selected Toad. Everybody knows Toad. This is user Sidus, who's been around for a long while. They have notes here that say, we were really shocked that Sid was still here at this pick, so it was pretty much a no-brainer to grab him. We currently have a great core of linebackers, but the regression monster is real, and we're excited to have a great user in the wings to step up in a season or two. We just hope that Toad is okay with the cold, which is
Russ, you gotta
showing a lot of skin.
Russ, you gotta attempt the last name.
Toad Wananapoawa?
Thank you. seems fine. I don't know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great.
Yeah,
I can't-
Sid's been around for a long time, very long time. I don't know how long, but long.
Season 20.
Okay,
19.
fair enough.
19 or 20, somewhere in there.
Were they not a new
Old.
create in S22? I know they had a player in S22.
They were a recreate in S22.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yes.
A little history for you folks.
Yeah.
History.
Sid is really great. I think we were trying to trade up and get him. I think we had like a trade worked out with Chicago, and then Yell and I took him and it kind of obviated the trade. But really great user, and yeah, good pick.
Very interesting that you mentioned that. Because
Yeah, I think Chicago had multiple trades worked out, and I'm not sure who they would have picked.
well, at pick 26, I'll tell you who they picked. A trade with me. So
Wow.
we moved some stuff around here, and we came up to make a move because we needed to. We needed to get this user who had gone a good ways. So we will now tell you who that is. At pick 26, San Jose selects Lord Farquaad's user Ace. This I'm very excited about for a number of reasons, but the most recent reason is that he has been in my DMs and is currently in my DMs right now, talking about how sad he was that we didn't take him. So I think he's probably, we hope, very excited with this. But Ace has been in Sim League since, I believe, 2011, he said. And he's been in the ISFL since 2017, which I think Season 6 was his first create. So, tons of experience. I think he fell this far because some of his players haven't had the longevity that a lot of people look for. But I had a great scouting convo with him and talked with him about it. And I think we're going to be very, very happy with his performance. And so he's going to be a running back for us, possibly a receiver. We don't know. We'll figure it out. But we are super excited to get Ace.
Since 2011 is such a long time. Holy shit.
Yeah, he has been around the leagues. I don't know if he started the SHL, but he's definitely been there for over a decade. So
I would have been 10.
don't
And
say
often
that.
it would have been 2.
We didn't need any of that input.
No,
Actually,
I would have been 7.
You don't have to finish that. That's fine.
No.
Actually.
Yeah, we all know Unconfident wasn't born at that point. Let's
Oh
face
my
it.
god. Anyway,
brain
super stoked with this.
Yeah, good pick. I know he really wanted San Jose. He was just talking about that today of like which team he liked the most in scouting. It was San Jose, so I'm sure he's thrilled.
That makes me feel so nice inside. Thank you for sharing that.
All right, moving on to the next pick, which is the Arizona Outlaws with the 27th pick. And they will select defensive tackle Sir Tyrell Zalrone, is how we're going to say that. Tyrell Zalrone from Rabid Sponge 21. And Arizona has this to say about Rabid. Rabid is a great user and someone they always have a good time talking to. They're very happy to be able to bring them to Arizona and very excited to see how the DL will improve with adding him to that position group. And Rabid is somebody that has been in the league for a good while, I believe, and has also been very active in the PBE and is one of the GMs over there right now, doing a good job rebuilding the franchise. So Arizona got a good one right here.
Yeah, most people sort of in and around the draft. It wasn't any surprise here.
No, I believe he said he wanted to go here, so I'm sure he'll be very happy to come back.
Yes, indeed. And that moves us on to the last pick of the second round. And that will be the Honolulu Hahalua with pick number 28. And with that pick number 28, they will be selecting Raya Hoapai from MM Flex, the offensive lineman. I probably butchered that, but it's fine. They say after the pre-draft trade, they were able to lock him in at the last pick of the second to get the most possible value. But even then, this pick can and should be considered a, say it with me, reach.
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 Good synchronization, guys.
Flawless.
Yes, indeed.
Get
I
us
think
in a
I should've
band
just
or an
passed.
acapella group or something.
Don't make me start dropping band names like we did that one draft.
All right, moving swiftly onwards. Honolulu is up again for the second pick in a row with pick number 29, and they'll be selecting Lenny Longpipe from Big Blue X02 of the Portland Pythons. And their draft notes say, extra is right. It was such a good scouting combo. Once he gets in the locker room, it was a perfect fit, and we knew we had to find a way to get him. Player side, they also fit in as they fill a huge need we have at defensive tackle, and this is a match made in paradise. And I know that Blue is also, or has previously been in the PBE as well, and was quite a big name over there as well. So I think Honolulu probably got a pretty big steal here.
I love Blue so much. He's awesome.
All right, and pick number 30, the third of Honolulu's 3 consecutive picks. They will be selecting running back Alita Battle Angel from Moonlight. They say that this man is drowning in rings and trophies, a true first-round user picked here in the third. They are fortunate enough to have Moonlight as the heart of their defense over his last career and are more than excited to bring him back and see what he can do on the other side of the ball. And as one of the GMs when Moonlight was on his first player, Franklin Armstrong, who is one of the top quarterbacks of all time in the league, it's always a pleasure to have him around in the locker room, and I think that Honolulu really got a big steal by getting him way back in the third here.
Yeah, the slide says 50 TP, but I believe he just hasn't like posted in his update thread the entire time he's been in the DSFL, but he's like been doing all of the tasks, so he's probably around like
I don't think he's even.
something.
I don't think he's even got one of those. I don't think he has one of those.
That's I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
Hopefully
he is around 250 rather than 50 TPE, so it's an absolute steal here.
Yeah. Of course, the regression coordinator knows all of the TPE
I
that you
know,
have,
I
regardless of
know
what's
all
different.
TPE, and I take all TPE.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
And to see where Chicago are adding TPE, they are on the board with pick 31. And they
Darkness, you're whispering.
I'm as loud as I can be. I
don't know about that.
I'm almost yelling.
All right, give me just a
The
second.
quietest Australian ever.
I'm going to attempt to Alt-Tab and up him on my end, and we're going to hope it doesn't break anything.
Oh no, I've ruined the draft.
No. Oh no.
Everything's fine.
Looks okay.
You see lasers. You see lasers mouse just.
frantically moving.
Okay, I
This
think
is fine.
that should be good.
Hopefully, we'll see if the stream says anything or chat says anything.
You're much louder on my end, so that should work.
Okay, so hopefully now I can be heard. And hopefully Chicago's pick is going to work out because for number 31, they have selected Bobby Steele, user Sarox, who is a cornerback from the Dallas Bird Dogs. So, and they wrote, when they traded down from pick 26, I still had Sarox high on my board for this pick that we received. I was worried he would get snatched during those 5 picks, and it seemed that I was right to worry because after making this pick, I had multiple people in my DMs telling me how great of a pick it was, and one team was asking if we were even open to trading him. The answer was no. And I can't wait to see what Sarox can bring to the table in Chicago. Once upon a time, we had the best defensive back group in the league. No thanks to Tyron Shields, but we needed defensive back help for what feels like an eternity at this point, and hopefully Sarox can be our first building block there to start getting the defensive backs back to the point we used to be at.
Yeah, this is a great pick. We really like Sarox too, and we're considering him for our upcoming pick. So, not much to say. Just good user, good locker room presence.
I think this shows the depth of this draft,
Yes.
where in sort of the third round you're getting players like this, where, you know, it's a properly deep draft.
Right, deep indeed. As we go to pick 32, and now we flipping the script to Baltimore, who will be selecting Bengal Tiger Heart, Shanghai Kid O-line from the Bondi Beach Buccaneers. What's that saying about family? Blood ain't thicker than water? Well, I've never heard it put that way, but anyway, there sure is the case here. We had to ensure we get Dude Man's brother, Dude Man being one of the GMs, and he's been hilarious through his podcast and interactions in scouting convos. With our early O-line Hall Monitor retiring, we definitely can take all the O-line we can get for our future that is looking more and more bright by the pick. So welcome Shanghai Kid. And I think very similarly to Moonlight, it says 85 TPE, but he just hasn't bothered updating and is a bit over 200. He has like a whole PT OT pass from jobs, so
I think he just updated today. He's up to 330 TPE on the thing, but that's including some of his post, the new season stuff.
yeah,
so.
it's not like probably like a quick TS. Probably would have been about 250, 260.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I buy this whole drafting family thing. It doesn't seem right to me. I don't know.
Tom
know, right?
Toretto
He
is not
wants
happy
family.
with you. Family.
Family.
Where's 26? Family above all. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I've never heard it as blood ain't thicker than water. Isn't it just
Because it's
the
not
other way around.
That's not the phrase. Yeah.
like
That makes sense.
Your
even
instincts are
even if it's
correct.
that, water ain't thicker. I've never heard of that. Isn't it just blood's thicker than water?
Yes.
Yes.
Not
Pretty
no
sure.
Yeah.
no some ain't in it. What the hell?
All right. Relax on the ain't. Don't go after us Southerners now.
Ain't
Don't worry, I'm just
Finger
gonna
on
I'm
block.
gonna go away and get my children to create, and that'll probably help. You know.
No. Multis.
Long-term investment.
And speaking of multis, at this pick in the draft, pick
Set up.
33 here, Cape Town is going to select Ryan Lawrence, three-toe sloth. Their notes say, a fellow member of the KCC Ultimate squad, three-toe sloth was someone we've seen interact in Kansas City's locker room, and we really wanted them in Cape Town. Recently, they've expressed a lot of interest in doing work on the wiki, and we can't wait to see them contribute greatly to the league. Welcome to Cape Town.
It's always good having another sloth in the league. I think. You know,
Here we
Can't
were.
have enough.
we can't get enough sloths.
It must be the animal we have the most of.
I mean, it's the
Turtle and
third
sloth are up there.
sloth. I'm pretty sure
Those
we've got
aren't
more
usernames. Those are-
turtles than we have sloths.
That's like
The turtles are player names. The turtles
Yeah.
are player names, though, not
Sloth is the
usernames.
username.
Sloths are usernames. There's two of those.
They're in the league.
Sloth-faced Killa is the crossover, right? He's a sloth and a turtle.
Yeah, player turtle sloth person. Yeah, sloth
Exactly.
person.
Well said. All right, with the 34th pick of the draft, the Orange County Otters will select Tyler One, user Pow Adrian from the Portland Pythons, running back. I think the last couple, or in the recent picks, there have been a few people with this much TP, but they hadn't claimed it all. Here we're getting someone with this much TP, and the slide says it, so that always feels good. But this is just speaking again to the depth of this draft, that we're still getting players like this in the third round. Running back, again, we have bigger defensive needs than offense, but at some point just the value is so high that you take the player you need. And I think Pau is a great user, been around the league for a while, and really active and really good at getting people hyped up in the DSFL. I think he's had some players in the past who stayed in the DSFL their whole career sort of by choice. So that's probably why he fell a little bit, but we're confident that we'll be able to call him up and have him play for the Otters, and be a really good contributor for the team in the future. So very excited to have him.
Yeah, but I would be a little bit concerned if I'm Orange County. I don't know how someone that small is going to go at running back.
You see his muscles? You see his arms, bro? I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
But he's short.
He's got big arms.
But he's short.
Okay, he can just push
To
you
pick
out of the way.
37.
It's like the
35?
Darren
He's fine.
Sproles of the ISFL or something.
I'm not sure you can go on just purely the render.
True.
If he gets a bit angry on the field, boy, they're going to be fun to watch him.
I think that the chair in the back having the ISFL logo being ISFL color is a really nice touch, by the way.
That
It
is
really
actually,
is.
I
There's
appreciate
actually been
that.
a lot of amazing renders this class, which
They
you
really
can see
are.
That is
each one. but
that is a
I don't-
win for Kaya. It's, awesome.
Mhm.
Indeed.
The entire
Yeah,
events
definitely.
team have been doing amazing work.
And on to 35 with Russ.
Sure, yes. 35, Cape Town. Did a selection of... Interesting. I had the wrong number on this one. They took
Good job.
Nakiri Ayame. Valor. Valor has been in the league a good long while. Their notes say, someone we considered taking with our round 2 pick, Valor was a no-brainer at this spot. They are a user who max earns, who is fantastic to interact with in the locker room, and who has contributed so much to the league. We couldn't believe they were still available, and we're excited to have them in Cape Town.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Valor's been around since S15 and always has always been a very active and involved member of the community, and very glad to see Valor get picked up by Cape Town here.
Yeah, round 3 is pretty rough on the old Valor. I think that was
Yeah,
maybe an oversight by a lot of people, but
I think
that's
maybe so, yeah.
fantastic value for them. And
Him
they're
and Moonlight
gonna have a
going
good time
round
there.
3.
Yeah.
Like that's a pair of running backs who have like multiple players with amazing stat lines and Hall of Fames between them.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Right.
that actually first play or Hall of Fame, but yeah. I think maybe just the running back need seems pretty low. Like even
Yeah, I think
pilot
that's
one.
true.
I think that's got to be it, yeah. All
So,
right. Is it time for
pick
Moody's only pick?
36.
Moody,
It
finally.
is my time to shine. So for pick 36, Colorado select trade.
bless it.
This is just ruins me. The Colorado receive Baltimore's round 1 pick, and Baltimore receive Rocky Monroe, and Colorado's round 3 pick.
Is that more or more?
It's Moreau.
It's Moreau.
Alright, yeah.
Moreau, yeah.
Yeah, it's Moreau, Rocky Moreau.
Just like Joe
So-
Burrow.
Exactly.
Why
Go,
would it's not spelled like that?
go ahead, Darkness, with your inability to pronounce words.
How do you spell Bob? What the hell? Anyway,
I
so
will
it-
note that this trade happened within seconds of the contract being accepted on site, and there was a lot of scrambling to figure out what exactly was happening, and it was pretty amusing to watch.
I remember getting DM like, oh god, he re-signed. Weren't you going after him? He's like, yes. So he was an FA. He agreed to us in FA, and then slightly said, oh yeah, like, hey, can we do it as a sign and trade? So this is the sign and trade that gets us a top of the line young wide receiver to pair with the quarterback, same season. So now we have immediately got ourselves an actual weapon, and we pretty much said screw S41. We now have traded away our first 4 picks in that draft. We are
But that 5th round pick, you're gonna absolutely nail.
the 5th round
Yes.
pick. Like when we're gonna pick in the mid 60s, it's gonna be amazing. But
Mm.
yeah, our team's pretty full in terms of like a complete offense. 9 or 10 defenders who aren't in regression at least for another 2-3 seasons.
Just need a QB now.
Once we get a good QB, we will. I mean, Nuts. We can always get Nuts on another season. We can have a look if he's moving and wants to go to another team. But yeah, so we're starting to just finish off our roster, get the people where we want them, and this was part of that. So Key West is officially, we can now say, part of Baltimore. And we also have this pick.
Make the pick.
And I shall. So with this pick, we have selected where is it? Quandle Dingle. User McGritty 10, safety from the Norfolk Seawolves. A legendary name here. We knew we had to select McGritty here. He's a newly hired rookie mentor. He has always been actively talking around the league ever since he joined the league. And he was a great scouting corner for us. And we knew we had to select him here for some good late round depth and bolster up the safety position. So welcome to Baltimore McCritty. And once again, welcome officially Q West as well.
Quandale Dingle is one of the better names that was in this draft class, if you ask me.
I think there was a Quandale Dingle in PBE, but they flamed out. So I'm glad to see that there's a Quandale Dingle in this league that is doing well.
If someone wants to explain the name.
It's a viral meme, I think.
It's just a TikTok meme.
Is that what the kids are saying these days?
It would be too it would be too difficult to explain without making myself just look like a weirdo. More than
I was going to say,
am.
generally, if it's a TikTok meme, we need Unconfident to explain it to us. He's the child here.
Did you bring up the diagram, Unconfident?
Which one?
Bring up the chart.
Well, he forgot to send it to me.
Oof.
What chart?
Guess we'll just have to move on.
What chart?
With pick 37.
What chart?
I mean, you hate to see it. Cape Town is going to make a selection here. They choose tight end Jake Basinger, user Drizzy. Drizzy's been around a very long while, I believe, as well. And their notes say, another user who has earned amazingly so far. I've always enjoyed scouting Drizzy and interacting with them in multiple leagues, and this time around was no different. We look forward to getting him in Cape Town and have him be a big user for us.
Yes, I know Drizzy has been around for a long time, but I don't recall exactly where. I believe he was on Sarasota at one point, but that might be a little bit off.
Yeah. No, I was his teammate on Sarasota for a while. He had a safety that got to, I don't know, probably 12.
He was also a co-GM of Arizona, one of Unicorn's many co-GMs.
That's right.
We need a 30 for 30 on like the Unicorn 7 or whatever.
I think that is something that is desperately
That's a podcast
needed.
right there.
I think that's a podcast series.
You're needed. Max had a 20 for 20 or 30 for 30 podcast series.
Way back in the past, indeed.
Should be a good episode. Yeah. Bring it back.
I've also just been informed about the happy birthday. Jeff copy pasta is also from Jersey.
Amazing.
Don't really know what that is, but it's been said.
Yeah,
it's something.
Yeah, the happy birthday Jeff copy pasta is from a Vimeo or something. It was from a Cameo. That's what it's called. It was from a Cameo that somebody had done to congratulate Jeff on winning the championship with Bondi Beach. That is awesome. And Unconfident with pick number 38.
Come on, Unconfident.
So, 38th overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Mike Holiday, Dally Pole, safety. So Dally, he's a former former OCO kicker. OCO, we're not doing this. Former OCO kicker. You know, he had a pretty solid career, won a couple awards, you know, and he's a guy that Kyle specifically really likes, you know. So we're excited to bring him in. It's gonna suck having two Cowboys fans in our locker room, So I hope to God we can get over that. But yeah, welcome, Dally.
It's twice the amount of Cowboys fans to take the piss out of once they fail, as they will always do. So, we've got that to look forward to.
Bold. I like it.
Well, it
It is Moody
Means
Your
once
time
again.
has arrived. Your time has arrived.
has it though? Has it?
I
Let's
mean, we
wait
don't
and
know. That's
see.
the mystery of the draft.
Oh, please.
It is. I control the mystery box. Do we want to take the pick or the mystery box? But for now, New Orleans pick number 39 is going to be. There we go. It's a real person. Eli Prince, Rufio, NZ. And what they said about this player is, we were shocked that Rufio fell this far. He was one of my favourite users from the get-go, so the fact that he fell to us in the third was a dream come true. He was one of the users who welcomed me into the league in Tijuana, and we even played some D&D together. It made me extremely happy that even with only one pick in this draft, we're able to bring Rufio to NOLA and to get a user who was in my personal top 10.
You really made
That was
one read
glorious.
for as long as possible.
I was milking it for as long as physically possible, and I think that was well deserved. So,
And
congratulations, Rufio.
if
Yeah, no, I think we can all start a chant of Rufio. Rufio.
Rufio. Rufio.
Rufio.
I was in.
See,
I was in.
Only one person was going, but thank you,
I
Ross.
was in. You're welcome.
This is a solid pick. We were considering Rufio for our last pick too. I like users who have like really weird ideas of what they want to do with their player. I think Rufio is planning to stay down in the DSFL for 3 years, then get called up as wide receiver and be primary wide receiver and try to break the rookie receiving yards record. And then after that, he's like fine to do anything, which I think is awesome. So we'll see how that plays out, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Coming from Tijuana, I wonder, Ross, do you know if he speaks Spanish?
He
Well,
does.
considering that Rufio is from New Zealand, who knows?
Oh, I think Ross knows.
I know.
Oh,
I
there
think
you
he
go.
speaks multiple languages. So
Well.
that's something you guys should have picked up on in scouting, but I guess you didn't do a good job.
Oh, I mean, he was only on the Austin's team for many seasons, so I blame the many Spanish speakers on our team who have failed to pick that up. But it's an excellent pick. Congratulations.
I will point out that that's the Minnesota inside joke, since no one else is saying it out loud. Also, hey everyone, surprise!
Look who it is.
This is the CC.
We're gonna start the draft over so CC can
No,
host
we
the
are
draft.
not.
Yeah, let's restart it, please. We'll go faster this time. It's fine.
They really let anybody in the draft these days.
I'm CC. I'm the Butcher's GM. I've been out at dinner all night, but I figured I'm back in time, so I'll read the rest of Chicago's picks. And it looks
Did you make sure to get through dinner quickly so you could get to this? Like, were you rushing through?
I don't have to answer that question.
He had the stream on the side. Saw Darkness was doing not a good job, so he rushed home to take over.
I've been feeding him info all night.
Answer those questions.
I've been feeding him intel.
To the final stretch, CC, take us away.
Yeah, pick 40. Chicago is on the clock. And with the 40th pick, we will select safety, Xavier Frost, user Lane Frost. All right, Painted wrote this note for Lane, but Painted said, Lane, above all else, is one of the most inspired in the league. Having drafted him almost a year and a half ago, that's kind of crazy that it's been a year and a half. Having drafted him almost a year and a half ago, he was super stoked to join Minnesota and start earning. While there have been some hardships over the past few seasons, even recreating twice, I am really glad to see him still kicking it in the league and now being able to join us in Chicago. He's shown tons of growth and resilience for having stuck around so long, and we're hoping that he keeps that fire while managing it at times, and we hope that he'll be a good addition to our locker room.
What do you have to say about this pick?
Me? I think
Yeah.
Painted said everything perfectly.
Right on.
Lane is a WFC GM, and I'm the WFC head, so I've got a good amount of experience with him. Very
When's that happening again, by the way? When's the next
this
time we're
season.
doing that?
This season.
Let's go.
It just got
Let's
pushed
go.
back one season because of the holidays, but yeah,
Cringe.
Lane is very active in the chat there whenever the time is around, and very charismatic and fun guy. I'm excited to get him on the team.
All right, moving into pick number 41 with the Arizona Outlaws. And with that pick, they will be selecting Don Tolibao from JPOX. I believe is how you say that. JPOX? JPX? Something like that. Arizona had this to say. It is tough to pass on a user with such a proven track record in the ISFL. We've seen JPOX come around with so many consistent players, and we're happy to bring him to Arizona for another long career. An analogy to welcome JPOX to the desert. Imagine the Arizona Outlaws on the Bucks are the bus, and JPOX is himself. We, the bus, will be there on time. If he's here for the bus, there's no telling just how far we'll go together.
I don't like that analogy at all.
Yeah.
I'm the bus.
Yeah. This is true. Russ is the bus. Russ has a bus.
I like
Shameful.
this.
Ross, do you live in like one of those like converted school buses that like convert into an RV? Is that where do you live one of those?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Moving
I'm
on
just
to
excited for when he turns it into a food truck.
And to pick number 42, we have Honolulu on the clock. And with pick 42, Honolulu will take a trade. They will get
Wow.
Arizona's 5th round pick next season. And Arizona will get this current pick here. So they will have 2 in a row. And with this 42nd overall pick, Arizona will select James Jane J. Jameson. And I believe that is James Jane J. Jameson Jr., actually. I'm not entirely sure. But this is D. Garrett 32 from the Minnesota Grey Ducks. And Arizona had this to say. Another player who is an Outlaw alumni and someone we are very thrilled to bring back home. Kicker is a position we've been trying to find a solution for, and DG will be perfect for that role and will be our kicker for a long time. I will say I am not aware of any plans for Sathona to be switching, so I worry for DG's soul as it may be consumed.
Could be fun
Yeah,
to
that's
have
a-
one play kicker, one play punter,
True.
if they have the cap for it.
Fun is
raise the
an
cap.
interesting.
Easy solution. Raise the cap, Laser.
Do not raise the cap.
There you go. That's a good idea,
Lower-
I think.
lower the
Raise
cap,
and let
please.
them have a, you know.
Lower the cap.
Let us have 100 million cap space. You know, just give us 20 million.
No.
How about
That's a
43
nice round
million?
number.
Laser and Darkness don't want the
Okay.
players
Ugh.
paid. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep, that sounds right.
Wow.
Stinky HO doesn't want to pay the players. Wow.
How about we give you
Yikes.
43 million to stand for this next pick from
Says
Berlin?
you, CC. You just paid a guy 7.5 mil.
I had to downgrade an O-line bot, okay?
This is so
the
sad.
horror.
You could have just let him come to us. We had room for all our line bots and him.
Yeah,
All
That's
right.
why CC went on the draft stream to earn money.
Okay, Laser's telling us to go. So you see you should go now.
Is it me? Oh, it is me. With the 43rd pick in this draft, the Berlin Fire Salamanders select. Shit, I should be reading this. Oh, how do I pronounce that?
The
the Pythons. What? It's the Heavy.
How do I
Yeah,
pronounce
we're not
it?
sure
Did
why
you
you
really
were
just say
struggling.
that?
What is username?
What the
We
hell is
didn't,
wrong
we didn't
with
know
you?
you were
The
having trouble
Heavy.
there. Both seem so simple.
How do you pronounce the
Portland?
heavy?
No, he was asking how you pronounce
Chiave?
Team Missouri.
Chiave?
Welcome back, Timo. As we mentioned previously, O-line is something we wanted to address for the team, and Timo is someone who has played for our team, and this player actually holds the Berlin single-season pancake record. Can someone please introduce DeWalt to a comma? We know they were discouraged with the potential contraction of the Disney DSFL teams, but we hope with the positive news they delayed, they are ready to start earning and help us. Holy fuck, DeWalt. Use it, comma. I can't read this.
Jeez, calm down.
You've
No,
got
I'm
another
with
pick
him.
to
No,
read
I'm
to
with
Berlin
some
right after
punctuation.
this.
I hate D-Wall too. I'm with him.
Yeah.
I stand with D-Walt. Use
Mm.
punctuation whenever you want, dog.
D-Walt loves hot salads, so it's a well-known fact.
It's true.
All right, next
Yeah,
up.
Keep on going. Keep it
Next
going.
up is
Keep
the
it going.
Wendy's 4 for 4.
Oh boy. All right.
Whopper.
No, we are not doing that.
44.
Pick 44, unconfident, go.
44th overall pick, the Berlin Fire Salamanders select. Cape the Party Rhino, Snowy Wolves, a running back.
Oh, you know how
Here's
to
what they had to say. Shut up. Snowy. Every time Snowy is in a draft, I will be tempted to draft them to our team. Snowy is a great friend. Everyone knows the positive impact they have in the locker room while on your team. Snowy seen their most ISFL success with their last player in CTC, and we hope to build upon that and have them create an excellent future 1-2 punch with KK Slider. If we're going to be technical, I don't think his last player ever played in CTC. I think it was only Philly. So,
No, they did.
I just want to say,
Oh, wow.
I want to
Oh, well,
say how.
you know.
Just point out how happy that rhino looks. That is
Yes.
the happiest rhino I think I've ever seen. So I think we can all appreciate that.
Party.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's definitely going to throw a party when he gets off the field. Or in the end zone, maybe.
Or while he's on the field.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
It's just a
with
happy
the
rhino.
45th
Let's keep it
pick-
going.
Snowy Elite. Great pick.
With the 45th pick of the ISFL Draft brought to you by Burger King, the Orange County Otters select Matthias Mayhem, user Matty86, quarterback on the Kansas City Coyotes. I mean, there was a quarterback named Matty in this draft, so we had to take them to cement that we're the only team that has quarterbacks named Matty. But we had a really great scouting conversation with them. They're a great locker room presence. They're GM in some other sim leagues I know, and so it's mainly just been a question of managing their time and like keeping up on doing the tasks each week, which we could definitely help with. So we're really excited to see what the potential they have is the team and actually see what their interest is in swapping.
Yeah, Matty is. I was a co-GM with him in the SSL for a while, and he is awesome.
Wow, our commissioner is not committed to our league.
Big
Got to
Sam.
build connections.
Networking.
All right, Baltimore is up again.
And with pick 46, we will be selecting Rocky Franklin III, Rockinator from Norfolk Seagulls, a quarterback. The highest remaining owner on our board. We knew this would be a solid selection for us. Rocco was looking to enjoy his time in the DSFL without being pressured to be brought up so soon, and our scouting convo was very enjoyable. Sounded like a no-brainer to us to bring him on board and let them live out their goals. So welcome aboard, Rockinator. And I'm sure someone's going to joke about replacing Beat, so let's hear it quickly.
I would never.
Nope. Moving on to the next pick.
Somehow that's
New York.
Me. This is me. All right. I keep closing my tabs. With the 47th overall pick, the New York Silverbacks select Anthony Simmons II, Starchy Chaff, a tight end. Here's what they had to say. We were thrilled to see Starchy slip to us in the third round. And someone who has been consistently earning, and we had a very good scouting convo with him. We believe he can be a very good piece on our offense for a long time, and we're excited to bring him to New York.
Succinct.
I really like Starchy. Both creates. I had a good scouting convo with him.
I was going to say, I thought he was a recreate, but I wasn't entirely sure.
Yep, only 1 or 2 seasons on the last one on Anthony Simmons the first.
Gotcha. And that will bring us into pick number 48 in round 4. And that will be by the Honolulu Hahalua, who will be selecting Oliver O'Connor from Sonic Star Gaming. And Honolulu had this to say: "This is one of our favorite picks this draft. Truly enjoyed our conversations with them, and they seem like one of the nicest people in the league. We're excited to get them earning and being a big part of a future championship run."
I have nothing to add here. I didn't scout Sonic Star
Sonic
Gaming
is
myself.
fast.
Wow.
Yeah,
Be good for receiver.
you see, one of my scouts did it. I was just saying I didn't do it personally.
Oh, okay.
I think we can all blame Unconfident for whatever's going on.
Yep, I'm down for that.
All right, pick
I will blame
49.
Well, this is interesting. Cape Town at 49 will select a player. Oh, they won't.
Trade!
It's
Oh.
crazy.
So yeah, Negs. I think Negs saw another trade just a bit earlier that was maybe Colorado trading away a pick for really cheap, or maybe the other way around. Colorado getting a pick for really cheap. So I thought it was a joke. He said, "Anyone want this pick for cap space?" And I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, was that serious?" And he said, "Yeah." So we made the deal. And we got this pick for cap space. I'll never turn that down as long as I have the cap space to give. So, with the 49th pick, Chicago will select defensive end, Action Bronson, user Jack Kmart. I believe I had the pleasure of meeting Jack after Russ and I picked up his first player, Casper Pumpkey, as a post-draft waiver claim back in S28 or something when Russ and I GM'd together in
It
Minnesota.
was earlier than that, I think.
Something
Maybe.
around that. I don't.
27,
I don't
maybe.
remember
Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. He's never really been a max earner, and I don't know if he really has plans to be with this player. Otherwise, I don't think Negs would have traded the pick for just cap space. But he's always cool to have around in the locker room. I was happy to see when he recreated, and I made sure to say hi in Minnesota. He's also a talented graphics artist who gave us some mock-ups for a potential rebrand, which I promptly shot down, even though they were great.
Wow.
So yeah, happy to have Jack on the team.
Did he come up with the current logo for the Ducks, though?
I think so.
I think he
that one
did.
was Ice Bear. He did make a Ducks logo. I'm just not sure if it's the one that was.
I'm pretty sure the Ducks logo he made is the one that I have on a hat. So I will cherish that forever.
Beautiful.
Also, Action Bronson is dope. So that's a great render and choice.
I think we also have to appreciate the trade for cap space, just because of the fact that I remember back to the time that someone once traded $1 of cap space and then realised that they needed it back and then couldn't get it back again. So shout out to CK Royal for that one.
Oles did something similar when he was the Philadelphia GM. He paid one player $1 more than their friend, and then it ended up biting them in the butt because they couldn't afford a player that they needed.
No. CK Royal once traded a player. Adam S traded a player for $1 of cap space to CK Royal, and then it turned out that San Jose needed that $1, and he refused to give it back. So that's awesome. Let's keep on going.
This is Moody.
Oh, it is me. Sorry, I was looking through my vast amount of notes I have for this pick.
True. You had to flip through all the pages. I got you.
I have many pages, and for pick 50, for pick 50, Colorado select. Let's have a look. They select a trade.
A trade.
A trade.
You don't have notes for that.
I was like I said, I had a large docket of information to go through, and Patty Pumpernickel, they receive and they give away the pick 50, so they get this player, and they give away this pick.
With our D line being filled with free agents, and the fact that we just spent 2 picks on other D linemen, We realized we no longer needed Patty, and we thought there was a user worth picking at this point. And we are thrilled to see Amadon's totally real girlfriend, who is definitely not a multi, find a new home, Colorado.
That's Amadon's totally real wife, actually. So let's
Yeah,
get
true.
that.
Oh, my
Some
bad, my bad.
respect
True.
on her name.
What's the multi?
Yeah, really. Come on now.
Hex man.
I
She
hope they
committed
had a
long
really
term,
totally
unlike
nice wedding.
Amaton.
Okay, moving on.
Well, I wouldn't say that. She, left immediately. But,
She could have retired.
Or
Slash whoosh.
there's a pick here.
She thought Amadon
There's
was
a
cheating
pick
on the
here.
multis.
Take the pick, Unconfident. Take the pick.
50th overall. The Silverbacks. They select.
Amadon.
A car. A car.
They did pick a
A
yoke.
wide receiver. So while Keno has not been the most active the last month, we were able to get in contact with him, and we believe there is a shot of getting him active. And we think he could be a really good player in the league for a long time. Good for them.
Excellent.
Good for them.
It's always dope. Find somebody active at the tail end of something, they come back. That's always a good time.
Yes, it is.
And similarly, with the 51st pick, the Sailfish select Luis Randall, user Citreni, on the Grey Ducks running back. ABH says, with this pick, we took a gamble at a position that we really don't have a need at right now, but are hoping to stash Luis while he continues to develop in the hopes of bringing him up as another weapon in the backfield. We really hope to build a good relationship with Citreni and increase their activity in the league. Looking forward to hearing from you. I was able to get in contact with them during the draft, actually, and had a nice little conversation with them. So they're definitely around and interested in the league.
They're quite
It'll be great to
literally
see.
in Minnesota, waiting this entire time for their pick, asking if they'd been drafted or forgotten. So,
Let's go. Here you are.
Jump on them right now. It's like, go get it. Go get this guy back. He looks like great enthusiasm and can hopefully be a part of your franchise.
Yeah, well, I'll let ADH do that because it's actually part of his franchise. But thanks.
Yes, don't tamper. That was a test.
Yeah.
He's an otter now. Too late. Sorry, ABH. Anyways, with the 52nd overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Coleman, EC, kicker. So Kyle, we don't really have a kicker in the works, so we just took this guy just in case. We haven't been in contact with them, and I don't think they've been seen in a while. But if they magically come back, that'll be a fucking miracle.
And they'll probably be better than Kyle.
It is true.
All right, and at the 53rd overall
the
pick.
team.
Yes. And at the 53rd overall pick, Honolulu is back up on the clock, and they will select Matthew Friars from user Silosanks. I believe that would be it, Silosanks. Honolulu.
Now who's in trouble pronouncing usernames?
Hey, now. Honolulu simply says, please come back.
Ah.
Nice. Well, looks like Chicago's up again. And with the 54th pick in the draft, Chicago will select wide receiver Malcolm Grimes, user Southie. This is not the first time Chicago's drafted Southie since I've been on the team. He's been on the Butchers once or maybe twice in the past, but the timing never really worked out since he was typically IA either before or soon after the draft. Hopefully this time around it'll work out and we can have Southie become a big contributor for us. Also, I believe at this pick, Southie is one of the only people that is still active. Apparently, besides the Luis Randall pick, just updated last weekend.
Yes, indeed. And that will bring us to 55 overall. That'll be the Arizona Outlaws. And they will be selecting Jack Henderson from user Solar Slayer from the Tawana Lucadors. And Arizona has to say, getting towards the end of the draft here. Sorry?
What?
Wait a second. What did you say? What team?
Luca Doors.
Oh no. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Alright, well, not the DSFL commissioners, is it?
That's fine. That's fair. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Laser. Didn't mean to interrupt.
All right.
Yes, you did.
Getting towards the end of the draft here, but Arizona picked Solar Slayer for two reasons. One, Kotasa had worked with him a bit at Tijuana, I guess, is probably what you guys were laughing at. Tijuana when he was first in the league, and he also had the coolest name of all the people left. Would love to see him come back to the ISFL.
Yeah, Solar Slayer is a pretty elite name.
It is.
Yeah, we do
I,
love.
I thought you were then saying that Jack Henderson was elite name, and I was going to argue that.
Yeah.
Luchadors, by the way, is why we were laughing.
Ah, Luca, Lucha, same thing.
Same thing.
No. No.
Luchadores.
Same thing.
Luchadores.
Tijuana Lucadores.
Yellow
All right.
knife.
And there we go.
I have notes for the next pick. At 56, Yellow Knife,
Congratulations.
select Colt McIntosh. Their notes say, we're hoping we can reach out to Colt and see if he'd like to come back to the league. I agree.
I agree, especially
We all
with the
hope
TJ
that.
Watt render.
Alright.
Someone was excited by this pick.
Someone, yeah. I was just
Someone's
gonna say
dog loved this pick.
that.
I thought that was Laser just like screaming because TJ Watt. I thought he was just so thrilled to see TJ Watt.
The
I thought it
full
was
moon
you,
hit
but
Laser, and he became a werewolf for this pick. I think that's what happened.
My apologies. I think my dog just had an aneurysm or something. I don't know. Moving on.
He just loves this
we
pick.
have
Must go on.
with pick number 57, Honolulu is back, and they will select Cassius Holloway from user The One. And Honolulu just says, Mr. Irrelevant to MVP, who says no? And that
No.
is
Not
the
me.
No.
last pick in the draft.
Well, it
Wow.
happened in the NFL, so who knows?
Oh no!
True.
I hope Holloway doesn't have Tommy John surgery.
Or switch to QB.
Mhm.
Both.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the entire Honolulu get very upset and get really salty with the fact they went out. So,
Yeah.
it's always fun.
Probably be thrilled to go out.
I'd be thrilled to make the playoffs in the first place. You're probably right.
Yes, indeed. But that does conclude our draft tonight. So thank you to each of my co-hosts, CC, Darkness, Russ, Slate, Moody, and Unconfident. And congratulations to all the draftees here tonight. Congratulations to the GMs on your new players. And everybody, start enjoying your new locker rooms. And I will have the SIGs on the forum for y'all to look at here in about 5 minutes.
And if
And the DSFL draft is next Thursday for all of the new people who joined in
Yes,
this big
thank you.
class. Very excited for that.
And then reminder that MOP voting, most outstanding player, is due tomorrow night, Saturday, midnight EST, and League off-season survey and wiki update task are due Sunday midnight EST.
Vote for
Yes.
safety, D. Waltz.
No.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, and on that note, we have all we have time for.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday, CC.
Yes, happy birthday, CC.
Your birthday.
Birthday.
All right.
Birth.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Everyone.
Everyone have a